Let me go ahead and start. All right, agents. So welcome to the webinar. So today we have Mr. Christian. He is our Classic Vacations Business Development Manager. How are you today, Mr. Christian?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, Christian. The floor is all yours. You can take it away. We cannot wait to hear about all things Classic Vacations.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, so first of all, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for having me. Super excited to share with what Classic has to offer, as well as get to know you guys a little bit better. If you would like to come out, ask questions, please do so. I tried to keep these, as fluid as possible. So I'd like to take questions as the topics are here, and then they're fresh in my mind. But if you'd like to save questions for the end, that's totally fine as well. I'll just go through this. We have a little PowerPoint here. It's called Classic Vacations 101. So this is going to be an overview of Classic Vacations as a whole, as a company, how we operate, how we work, and to show you guys some of our tools, resources, all of that fun stuff. And then after, we're going to hop onto the website really quickly, and then I can show you guys kind of how to look around, what you're going to be needing to know, how to use the online booking engine, things like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we can jump right into it. So Classic Vacations in general, if you're not familiar with us or who we are the leading luxury wholesaler in this industry. We are some of the best in the industry, and we do a full service package itinerary. So as a wholesaler, we do have those wonderful deals that you guys have access to, but we also do act as a DMC in some aspects. So when it comes to getting our packages, you also get services with that. So we do wear a lot of hats in this industry. So we really try to be that one-stop shop. So when you come to Classic Vacations, we want to make sure that we can take care of your entire trip for your clients. Now, when it comes into explaining Classic Vacations a little bit deeper, I like to use these three boxes here. This is the best way to kind of get an in-depth look at what we do here. So on the product side, Classic Vacations does have some partnerships with hotels, and as well as those services I did talk about a little bit ago. Now, on the product side, we have preferred properties and we have affiliate properties. So we have close to 1,400 preferred properties in over 100 different countries. And then on the affiliate side, we have 400,000 of them. So we have a wide variety of products to pick from. And I'll dive into the differences between those two in a little bit. On the tools side, or I guess I should say the packaging side, the services that we can provide for you, the advisor, are going to be, again, that one-stop shop. So if you would like to, and you work with Classic Vacations, you can do your hotels with us, you can do your flights, you can do your trip protection, you can do your transfers, car rentals. We have private jets available, we have private yachts available, we do ferries in Greece, we do rail in Europe, we do inter-island flights in Hawaii. So we really are that one-stop shop when it comes to putting together the perfect itinerary for your clients. And then along with all of that, we have a new partnership with Project Expedition, and I'll dive into that as well. But all of this boils down to being able to come to Classic Vacations and have your tours in one spot, to have your hotels in one spot, to have your flights in one spot. And we want to make sure that we can service those bookings the best way we can. Now, when we jump into the compensation side, Classic Vacations does things a little bit differently. So the way I like to explain the compensation is the amount of bookings you actually have, maybe in a week, and the amount of time it takes you to complete each booking. Now, yes, you may earn an extra 1% somewhere here, an extra 2% somewhere here, but at Classic Vacations, we're going to maximize your commission while saving you the most amount of time. Now, with Classic Vacations, you can get a completely full itinerary back to you within 2 to 4 business hours. So that's not days, not weeks. You can get a full itinerary back to you within 2 to 4 business hours, and that's a complete itinerary ready to send to your clients. So we really do try to maximize your time with us, and so that way you can squeeze in more bookings per week, more bookings per month, more bookings per year, and over the course of that year, that's going to have a huge impact on your production and allow your business to grow. Now, when we go to interactional methodology, that's how Classic Vacations or myself interacts with you and how you, the advisor, interacts with your clients. Classic Vacations is not consumer facing, so we're never going to contact your clients. I'm never going to reach out and call them directly and say, hey, you know what, you should come book with Classic because we can do this trip better than your advisor can. We don't do that here. Classic Vacations only customer is the advisor. We want to make sure that we're supporting you guys with the best tools, the best resources, all of our knowledge, everything we have goes to you, the advisor. So we want to make sure that we're giving you everything you need to create the perfect package and trip for your clients. That way they come back to you again and again. And that's how we operate. Now, just to reiterate, our main goal here at Classic Vacations is to make sure that you, the travel advisor, are able to deliver that outstanding experience for your clients. That way they come back to you again and again, right? When it comes to Classic Vacations, they do not need to know we exist. So whether you're putting together a group trip or an FIT trip, we could do the whole thing for you. They don't need to know that. All they need to know is that you gave them this beautiful trip and they want to work with you on the next one. And that's what we're going to do. Now, the classic way is bringing people together one vacation at a time. We want to make sure, like I said before, is to create these trips that they're going to remember, that they're going to always look back on and bring them together, these families or even anything else that they're doing. And again, to deliver that outstanding experience with all of our knowledge and tools, and to make sure that we're not only giving that to you, but we're teaching it to you. That way you know exactly what's going on. Now, this is a look at Classic Vacations and a lot of our destinations that we've kind of been through in our history. So we started back in Hawaii in 1978. So yes, we've been around for quite a bit of time. So it's been a good journey. We just recently opened up to Africa this year. So we are very excited to share that with into our new portfolio, into the Classic family. I will touch on Japan for a little bit here. We did release that in 2019. However, everybody is very familiar with what happened in 2020. So we want to make sure that we can give Japan the attention it deserves and make sure everyone's familiar with that product, because it is an outstanding destination. But this is just a history, a little look back into our history just to see where we've been in the years past. I did touch on this in a little bit before, but we do have over 100 destinations around the world with our preferred products. So we do have a lot of options out there for putting together the perfect trip for your clients. Now, when it comes to our main destinations, we have all those wonderful destinations that I just showed you, but these four are going to be our top four. Some might say this is our bread and butter. This is what we do best. So within those top four, we've got Hawaii, Caribbean, Mexico, and Europe. Now, with Hawaii, this is where it all started. Like I said, we saw that in the historic timeline there. This was Classic Vacations' home. This is where we started. We were actually founded as Classic Hawaii. So Hawaii was our main product back then. So that was what we focused on. That's what we did. And with that being said, we were able to really develop and build these strong relationships in Hawaii that we still have to this day. So our name, Classic Vacations, holds a lot of weight in Hawaii. So that's one reason to use Hawaii with us. Currently, right now, we do have a takeoff campaign for Hawaii. So this is a booking window anywhere from now to November 30th. So it is coming to a close here soon. But you might be able to get some takeoff to Hawaii offers, free nights, daily breakfast, resort credits, things like that. We do have some properties on there, 44 hotels ranging from 3.5 to 5 stars. You would be able to find some deals for your clients. I would definitely recommend checking that out. Now, when it comes to Europe, Europe is our #1 destination by far. I can tell you all day how great Europe is. However, we can let our trophy cabinet talk for a little bit here. We were voted best tour operator of the year for 3 years in a row in Europe. So that does says a lot about what we can do there. Within Europe, we can do a little bit more than we can everywhere else with the packaging services. So on top of doing the hotels, the flights, the transfers, the trip protection, all of that fun stuff, we can do rail in Europe. And then we can also do those ferries in Greece. So we do have a little bit more to offer in Europe. And we also did purchase a DMC in Europe about 20 years ago. So we have an in-destination product team. They are absolutely phenomenal when it comes to keeping us up to date on the hotels, the area, restaurants, things like that. If something changes in Europe, we more than likely will know about it. So it's really important to stay up to date with these destinations, especially if you're not able to travel to them frequently. Now, when it comes to the Caribbean, this is where you're going to find a lot of your secluded luxury beaches. I mean, as you can tell from that picture, blue waters, white sandy beaches, definitely something to kick back and relax on. We do have some really wonderful properties in this area, as well as the all-inclusive partners that we work with. And a lot of our group business does go to the Caribbean. Now, when it comes to Mexico, I'm a little bit biased. I absolutely love Mexico. My dad's from Puebla, just outside of Mexico City. So he grew up there and he came to, the United States to, explore the American dream. But Mexico is one of my favorite destinations. And it's such a great spot because, if your clients are looking for something that has such a diverse landscape, Mexico's the spot to be, because if they want the white sandy beaches, they can hit the coast. If they want a cultural background and they want to dive into the city life, they can go inland and they can visit all those wonderful cities. I just got back from Mexico City last weekend, so I'm fresh out of Mexico. So I was loving all the tacos that were there. I mean, it is just, the food there is phenomenal. Completely changed. So I love the area. But definitely here, we do have some really strong all-inclusive partners as well as groups. So definitely those two areas with the Caribbean and Mexico with the group partners and all-inclusive. Now we'll touch on Africa here. So Africa is our newest addition into the Classic Vacations family. We are super excited to be sharing this with you guys. It is just a few months old, so we're always looking to expand this destination and curate it perfectly to you guys. So we're always looking to make upgrades. So any recommendations you guys have for Africa, please bring them my way. Now, within Africa, we do have those preferred agreements here with Sangita Lodges and Kruger National Park and Royal Livingston. The great thing about Africa is that we are offering full commission and we are extending consortium amenities, which is huge. Within Africa, as well as Japan, we do have some preset packages set up. So if your clients are looking for something that's a little bit more structured, day-to-day itineraries with day 1 being this, day 2 being this, day 3 being a day off, things like that, we can always do that for Africa and Japan. But of course, if your clients are looking for something that's fully customizable, we can always work with you and create the perfect trip for them. And if they want to get around in private touring, we can do that. We have VIP meet and greets in Cape Town and Johannesburg, of course, all in luxury vehicles if they would like. So great destination to add to the family. Now, when it actually comes to booking and working with Classic Vacations, it can be kind of overwhelming. So this is the best way to showcase how to connect with us and when. Now, we have our reservations team. We have an email form you can fill out, and we have a new online booking engine that we just updated. So the reservations team is one of the best in this industry. They have to go through a 6-week training course. They have to pass an almost 300 question exam before we even start to let them sell destinations. So when you are calling in, you can rest assured that you're getting somebody that is trained in these destinations to provide you the knowledge that you need to put together that trip. They are a wonderful team. Now, when it comes to the email form, that's a really great way to just, fill out a form, send it off and forget about it, and you'll get your full itinerary back within 2 to 4 hours. That's a really great way if you like to work by email. And then we have our online booking engine, which is a full 24/7 access to all of our preferred properties and affiliate properties. It is a live update of everything that's available online for pricing and availability. So I would definitely take a look at that. You can put together quotes, send it to your clients. You can browse our destinations, all of our properties. It's a really great feature to have. Now we'll jump into the 2 elevated levels of service that you can have with Classic Vacations. The first one being CV for you. This is a team of 5 to 7 that you would have access to once you hit that annual commitment of $100,000 per advisor per year. Keep in mind, this is per advisor, not per agency. So this would be individual based on your production. Of course, like I said before, that's going to be that team of 5 to 7 that you would have access to. And they do have that wonderful 2 to 4 hour turnaround time. ADS is account development specialist. This would be the same thing as CV for you, except instead of having a team to work with, you would be working with one single person. This is an annual commitment of $200,000 per advisor per year. But again, you'd be working with one single person. You're going to be able to build that relationship with them. They're going to get to know your business like the back of their hand. So they're going to be a great asset to growing your business. And of course, ADS also comes with that 2 to 4 hour turnaround time. Now, when it comes to booking in the Europe destination, Europe was such a hot spot of people traveling. I'm sure you're all familiar with that. But we decided to create a desk called Europe for You. So everything that is Europe related would go through this desk. So whether you're booking with the online booking engine or you're calling with the reservations team, you're doing the email form, everything's going to go through Europe for You. So you're going to get that Europe specific reservation agent. This is going to be all of our 4 to 5 star Classic preferred hotels. There are a few that are slightly under that 4 star that hover around 3 to 3.5 star. But Classic Vacations does typically focus on that high-end luxury experience. So we do focus on the 4 to 5 star hotels. This is service 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time. So us being on the East Coast, I think the majority of us are on the East Coast. We do have a little bit of a leg up here. So if you forgot something and it's 5 o'clock, you could always call in or you could do that email form and you'd be able to get some help. Now, of course, Europe for You, again, does have that same 2 to 4 hour turnaround time. One thing I wanted to make sure that you guys are familiar with is our European Riches and European Riches Select program. These are going to be the highest end luxury experience that we have to offer in Europe. If you have a client that wants to experience the best of the best, that white glove treatment, I strongly recommend looking at our European Riches program. Again, like I said, these are going to be the top end properties that we have to offer in Europe. And they do come with some of our own internal amenities as well from Classic Vacations, free breakfast, late checkout, things like that. So strongly recommend looking at these. This is one of the services that Classic Vacations offers. Any FIT booking that's $10,000 or more qualifies you to have access to Classic Concierge, and that is exactly what it sounds like. This is our own internal concierge team. So whether your clients need golf tee times, they need spa appointments, maybe it's a romantic getaway for a honeymoon and they want a private chef, we can book this on your behalf and to take more off your plate. We want you to focus on that relationship with your client. We want you to focus on sales. We want you to focus on building your business with your clients and let us worry about the back end work, right? These are some huge things that add a lot of volume into your booking, but the problem is you don't get commission on a lot of these. So let us take this off your plate. You focus on what matters most, and we'll create that perfect booking. Now, when it comes to working with our groups department, if anyone does groups here, I strongly recommend joining our groups trainings. We host them every single week. They walk you through the entire process, and they do a phenomenal job of explaining what it means to do a group with Classic Vacations. Now, our groups team has over 50 team members. We are a very robust team. We are one of the best in the industry when it comes to doing groups. Typically, 10 rooms or more is what qualifies as a group. That's right around where the hotels contact us and they would like us to get things under contract. And then once that happens, you get assigned a dedicated group sales specialist. They're going to be able to help you set up your group, make sure you're not overbooking or underbooking your rooms. They really make sure that your group is set up for success. And then you get assigned a group coordinator and they take you all the way to the finish line. So the entire process, you are handheld and you are working with somebody and they really make sure that your group is going to be successful. When it comes to working with groups, whether you have one group, two groups, or three groups, you're working with the same dedicated group sales specialist and the same group's coordinator. If you liked working with them, you can always request to work with them again. So at Classic Vacations, we really want to make sure that you're building that relationship with our team because then it just makes everybody's life so much easier. Every single group that you guys have with Classic Vacations does come with a designated website. So you are able to customize this as much as you want. You can add in information about the hotel. Let's say it's a group wedding or a destination wedding, I should say. You could always add in information about the hotel. You can add information about the wedding. You can add information about yourself. So it's a really great way to kind of house everybody in one spot. It's a great way to funnel leads for the future for people who are looking to travel later. And then, of course, people who are traveling for this wedding can go onto this website and book the rooms directly through that website. So it's a really great way to take even more off your plate. About 80% of our business is destination weddings. The rest of it is family, celebration, and corporate. So we do a wide variety of groups, but destination weddings is our top priority. Now, when it comes to some of the exclusive enhancements with Classic Vacations, there are a lot that have come in the past few weeks and months. So I'm going to share those with you now. So now we're going to dive into our new online booking engine. Like I said before, this includes all of our Classic preferred inventory as well as our affiliate inventory. And I did say before, this is 24/7 access. So you can do this at midnight if you'd like, or you could sleep if you want to. But of course, this is available for whenever you're ready. It is multi-destination and multi-room, so you can do up to 8 rooms on a single booking, which means your clients could travel 8 different cities on a single booking, or they could do 8 different hotels in one city if they really wanted to. Not sure why, but they could if they wanted to. Of course, this is worldwide. This is fully updated and live, so you're going to see availability that's live, and you're going to see pricing that's live. If you see pricing that's higher somewhere else, more so than it is on Classic Vacations website, I strongly recommend bringing that to us because we do have a price match program where we are able to price match certain hotels. So I would strongly recommend bringing that to us and we will match that rate. Now, we also do have vacation rentals on there, which is huge. You can share this with your client. It's super easy. You can do it directly on the website. I can show you guys after this. We do have a packaging service. So as long as you have one preferred hotel in your booking, you do have access to the packaging service. So that's going to be your transfers, your flights, your trip protection, and car rentals. So we would be able to take care of that for you. And of course, you'd get it back within 2 to 4 business hours. One feature that's not listed here that I want you guys to be familiar with is the courtesy hold. As long as you have one preferred property within your booking, you have access to the courtesy hold. So we will hold that property for 7 days, no charge. That's the passenger's name and date of birth. So you can hold that for 7 days. That's the availability and the pricing. And then you can move forward with a $20 deposit per person if you'd like. So it's a great feature to have and definitely no charge on that. So now we'll dive into the differences between the preferred property and the affiliate properties. So with our preferred properties, I'm sure I've said this 100 times already, but these are going to be the highest end luxury experiences that we have to offer for hotels around the world. So it's going to be that top tier experience. Not only are these hotels beautiful and luxurious, but we also have some very strong relationships with them, as well as contracts set in place. One of the items that's set in the contract is a no walk policy. So when your clients are staying at these properties, the hotel cannot walk your clients no matter what. So that is in the contract. They are going to be taken care of. So if they're in a new destination or maybe a new city, if you're at a preferred property, they're going to be taken care of. With the preferred properties, you're going to be earning your maximum commission. You're going to be earning those royalty rewards. If you're not familiar with that, we do have a rewards program with Classic Vacations. You have access to the courtesy hold and packaging features that I mentioned, concierge service, preferred amenities, and connected rates. So lots of benefits to booking these properties. Now we'll jump into the affiliate side. So all of these properties are in collaboration with Expedia. We do have access to all of their 400,000 properties. So there are a lot to choose from. But the great thing about having these affiliate properties directly on our website is it allows you to fill the gaps in your travel itineraries, whether it's economically or geographically. If your clients want to save some money, all you need is one preferred property within your booking, and you still have the services that Classic Vacations has to offer, and you could have 3 affiliate properties if you'd like. Or if maybe it's geographically, your clients want to stay in an area that Classic Vacations doesn't have a preferred property. If you have a preferred property in another area, you could have an affiliate property in that other city, and you could still have all of the services that Classic Vacations has to offer. Now, just because this is a Expedia property, that does not mean that we as Classic Vacations put our hands up and say, you know what, that's on you guys. You booked that affiliate property, that Expedia property, that's on you to handle anything that goes wrong. That's not the case. With Classic Vacations, if you book an Expedia property with us, or an affiliate property, I should say, we will help you with our customer support. We're going to be there for you. If you need anything, you can always call us, and we're going to try to do our best to make sure we can accommodate. Now, with our newest update here, I will say this was just released last week on Wednesday, so this is brand new. You can now add transfers bookable online on the online booking engine. You no longer have to send this off to the team. These are transfers from the airport to the hotel and the hotel back to the airport. So this is the newest addition. We are looking to add the travel protection program as well by the end of the year. So there's going to be more stuff coming for this online booking engine. Now we have a new update with Access. We are looking to get this feature with UMapped and Travelify as well. However, we have it with Access right now. For those of you who do use Access, you are now able to use the push feature. So whether you're online on the online booking engine or you're calling into the reservations team, you can push a button and have your entire itinerary sent over into your Access account. No more plugging and playing, no more pulling information into your app. At the push of a button, your entire itinerary is loaded into the app, and then you're good to go. So it's all about saving more time. With the group side, we also do have some enhancements there as well. So you can now manage your bookings online with your contracted groups. So with either maybe it's a name that's spelled wrong, maybe you want to add some rooms or remove some rooms, maybe it's a date of birth that you accidentally put in wrong, you can go online and change now without having to call in. With the new Connect API, group booking details are now available through any CRM. So your group leaders can check and see who's been checking into these rooms and who's not. So they're not calling you saying, hey, did my mother-in-law check in yet? They can see on the website exactly what's going on, and they're ready to go. With the new groups dashboard, it is extremely more functional. So everything's a lot cleaner, everything's a lot easier to use. So it's going to be a lot better, saving you some more time playing around with that website and getting used to everything, as well as adding in that custom website. So definitely some wonderful updates there on the group side. With our royalty rewards program, we are still going very strong with this. We are very proud to have this for our travel advisors. Every time you automatically earn royalty rewards with Classic Vacations every time you book your trips with us. Anything $3,000 or more gets automatically added into your account. Anything $3,000 or under, we just have to put the points in manually. You fill out a quick form, and then you're good to go. So you do get your points. It's just we have to do it manually under $3,000. Now, with those points, you can redeem them for a personal travel credit. That's by far the most popular. We're all in travel. We love to travel. You can redeem them for a virtual gift card, which is great because Christmas is coming up right here. And you can also redeem them for a Lucia voucher, which I'm going to get into next. Now, keep in mind, these points do expire. So if you have some bookings with Classic Vacations, I would strongly recommend using those by February. I believe that's when they do expire. So check those points out. Now, this is Lucia. So Lucia, if you're not familiar with them, they are essentially the Angie's List of the travel advisor world. whether you need help with your social media, managing your bookings, accounting, things like that, you can work with what they call co-pilots. They're vetted, they're ready to go, they are experts within their respective field, and they are essentially in this contractor marketplace. So you're able to go on their website, request help from one of their co-pilots, and you can pay those co-pilots with royalty rewards, so it doesn't have to come out of pocket. Myself, being from the real estate industry, social media was one of my weak points, so I would definitely pay somebody to take care of my social media for me. Now, one of the most important updates that we've released in the past few weeks and months is VIP Connect. Now, VIP Connect, anytime you book a 5-star preferred property with Classic Vacations, we automatically send out an email introducing you and your clients to the general manager of that property. Now, this is great for a few reasons. I know it already sounds fantastic, but the one thing I would want you guys to take a look at is at the bottom of that email there. It says, please extend any VIP courtesies possible. So this is going directly to the general manager. So a lot of times the general manager might come down and greet your clients. There might be a bottle of wine or a snack in the room. This is a great way to leverage Classic Vacations' name to benefit your client. So because your name is on this, you now have direct access to this general manager. So if there's a request you'd like to put through, you can email them. If it's a birthday, you could do that. If it's a romantic getaway, you could email something special. So you now have direct connect to that general manager. And the best part is you are getting the recognition you deserve for putting this trip together. Your name is on this email. All of the information is there. The more you book these properties, the better they're going to get to know you, and you can really start to build that relationship, not only with Classic Vacations, but with the general manager of these properties. So you're getting that recognition. Your clients are getting the benefits of that. It is a really great feature. Now, Project Expedition is one of our most recent collaborations that we have with another company. So Project Expedition is a ground tour operator. So they do tours and excursions. They have 25,000 tours and excursions across the world. So they do have a lot to offer. And you can now book all of those tours and excursions directly through Classic Vacations. You earn royalty rewards for these. You get 10% commission. You're able to add an agency planning fee. It keeps your itinerary all in one spot. And the best part is you don't even need a hotel in order to book Project Expedition on Classic Vacations. So you can do everything on our website, and it keeps everything under one umbrella at that one-stop shop here with us. So I'm going to skip past these because we're going to dive into the online booking engine right after this, but we do have something called the No Zone, which hosts all of our tech tools, events, podcasts, webinars. The promo portal, this is what hosts all of our promotions. So there are inspiration and special offers. So things you can download, things you can print out, as well as special offers that we're finding. So Partner of the Month, Caribbean Island of the Month, and we can dive deeper into that in a second here. For our travel protection, we do work with TripMate. So we have cancel for any reason. We do refund, no vouchers here. And we also offer commission protection. That is huge. I always recommend commission protection for you guys. You do a lot of hard work, so we want to make sure that we can protect that for you. Pre-existing conditions are covered, misconnection coverage, travel delay coverage, 2 airline change fees, as you guys can see here. I know you can read. But in order to add this, you do have 5 days to either add or remove that. So I would definitely recommend taking a look at that if you're interested for your clients. And then we also have Blue Ribbon bag tracking, which is new. They are amazing. They have found bags lost up to 3 weeks. So if your clients bought something special over there, tell them if they have that Blue Ribbon bag tracking, they can pack it away. Now, in the beginning of this presentation, I said Classic Vacations is not consumer facing and we would not talk to your clients. This is the only exception to that rule. Classic Vacations does have a 365-day, 24/7 hotline that your clients can call while they are in destination. So if you're sleeping, maybe you're out with your family, you're not working, you're away from your desk, your clients can call Classic Vacations when an issue arises while they're traveling, and we will service that issue on your behalf. So we want to make sure that your clients are taken care of so they can call this number whenever they need in destination, and we will take care of them. Again, that's 365 days out of the year, no blackout dates. This is including holidays. So this is a really fantastic service. Now, just some key takeaways here with us here at Classic Vacations. We're more relationship-based than transactional. Yes, I know everybody wants to grow their business, everybody wants to make money, but we're going to do that together. We have those multiple booking channels. So you've got the online booking engine, you've got the email form, and then you've got the call center. We are always looking to expand our destinations. So with our nonstop growth, we just opened up to Africa, and that's such a new destination. There is going to be more expansion there. And of course, the most important out of all of these is the fact that Classic Vacations has your back. If you guys need anything, you can call me, you can email me. I will do my best to make sure to take care of you guys. Okay, I'm your BDM. So if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. This is my information, so it's just the first letter of my first name and my last name at classicvacations.com, and it's 408-471-0931 to call. So that is it for the presentation. Does anyone have any questions before we jump over to the online booking engine? I know it was a lot I threw at you guys, so please. Oh, great.
I always have questions. I have a question. In order to get to the tours, the prepackaged tours that you're talking about, do we always have to use that online form, or is there a way for us to have direct access to those tours and the pricing, the prepackaged pricing, without filling out a form each and every time?
So with there's a few ways to do tours and excursions with Classic Vacations. So one is the partnership with Project Expedition. That's going to be online on the online booking engine. However, we do have our own internal tours and excursions as well. Those are going to be separate packages. You could call in and request those. And then with the preset packages, you would have to call in, and I can show you where to find those, and we can dive a little bit deeper into that.
Okay. And then for groups, for packages, I know you guys are doing flights and stuff now. For FITs, for flight and hotel, do you know how much is the deposit normally?
Yes, so flights would be due at the time of deposit. So let's say if it's a $200 flight, that would be $200 on the deposit. If it's hotels, you would do $20 per person. So if there's 2 people traveling and you have your flights bundled with us, assuming the flights are 200, we'll just say, that would be $240 at the time of deposit.
Okay. And then as far as groups, how do you guys do groups? Are the groups contracted? Well, of course, they're probably contracted, but how do the deposits go with the group? Is there a big deposit that's due up front, or like how do you guys normally do groups in order for us to book the people in, individually?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it honestly depends on the hotel. If we're trying to look at doing something with the Four Seasons, they're probably going to want something like 90% up front. However, if it's one of our group partners, it depends on the hotel. It could be as little as 20%, it could be 30%. It all depends on what the contracted rates are going for and kind of what the hotel feels comfortable with.
Okay. Is there any difference from doing the prepackaged tours? Are those deposits solid, or if we do groups with the prepackaged, your prepackaged tours that you currently have, not necessarily Project Expedition, are the deposits solid, or is it still dependent on the hotel?
Yeah, it would depend. Yeah. So if we're doing or are you asking about the hotels or the tours and excursions? Sorry.
Well, the prepackaged ones, the ones that come with the hotel, the meals, the tours, those.
Oh, for Japan and Africa?
Yes.
Yes. So those would be that would always be dependent on the time of travel, things like that, because obviously we have some high season, we have some low season. So everything would depend on the time of travel as well as the amount of guests that are going and things like that.
Okay, thank you. And then commission is 12% starting.
Yep. So I can always check what your commission your commission agency is at, and then we can always have conversations about how to get that commission up, and plans and structures and goals that we can set to get that increase. But I believe you guys are at 12% right now.
Okay, absolutely. And last question. Where ensembles are consortia, are there any extra amenity benefits that we can offer our clients from booking directly through you guys, or is that hotel specific?
So the only amenities that Classic Vacations can offer directly to the advisor is the European Riches and European Riches Select. However, 9 times out of 10, if you are part of a consortia, you can ask for consortia pass-throughs, and we will work with that hotel to make sure that the consortia that you're working with and those amenities come to your clients.
Okay, awesome. So agents, don't forget to check your ensemble portal to see,
Yes.
for the specific hotel, if there's any additional amenities that you guys can, plug into, when you're booking with Classic Vacations.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. And once you get to those high-end luxury resorts and you're booking the 4 stars to 5-star properties, it's not those granite countertops or the big windows that make the big difference. It's those little amenities. It's the name on a piece of cake, right? So those consortia amenities and even Classic Vacations amenities are huge when you are putting together a trip like that.
Awesome.
Okay, great. So those were great questions. Does anyone else have anything before we jump onto the website? All right, sounds good. Let's hop over there. So let's see here. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yes.
Yes, I am. Wonderful. Okay, great. So let's jump into this. So this is our new refreshed website. So this is brand new. If you haven't been on our website before, I strongly recommend coming in here, playing around with it, get familiar with our product, our services, as well as the website, because it's going to be a lot easier. If you have not made an account already, you're just going to go into advisor login. As you can see here, click here to create your account. And then once it loads, my computer's been super slow. You'll just put in all the information. And then, of course, once you're ready, submit that form. And then we have a 7-day period where there is a process to approve you. And so we want to make sure that everybody is approved properly. It's security reasons why we do this. However, you can expedite this process. There's a form to fill out if you'd like to, or you could wait the 7 days if there's no rush. So I would strongly recommend creating an account as soon as possible. Then you can browse around and play within our website here. So I'm going to log in, and then we can get started. Oops, if it works. There we go. All right. So again, like I said before, this is going to be our new homepage. This has been completely updated a few months ago. So it's a lot classier feeling. It does look a lot better. We have this really nice video that changes, so it is a little bit nice to have up on the screen. But we have this new hotbar up top. So everything you need is going to be right up there. All of our destinations are going to be here, so you can browse around, see what we have to offer. Like I said before, we have over 100 destinations, so there's a ton of properties here. Always go through all of these. Our tours and excursions, this is what we talked about earlier. So the Africa itineraries and the Japan itineraries can be found under the tours. So we'll jump into this real quick. And we can take a look here. So you can always request these packages, or you can call in. So there's a few ways to get there. And we do have 3 for Japan. So there's tons to pick from. We have one called the Golden Route that takes you from north to south. You get to see everything. If there's one area where you just want to focus on the best of Japan, you could do that. Of course, if you want to focus more on the nature side of Japan, you could do the Japan Alps. So really, really great packages here. And then, of course, if you would like to do Project Expedition, you can click right there. Our own internal amenities are going to be here. Sorry, not amenities. Our own internal tours and excursions are going to be here. And when we hop over to group side, you're going to learn a little bit more about groups. We do have Save the Date Live. This is an event that we put on every single year. It's going to be destination wedding oriented. So it's a 3-day event. Everything revolves around setting up a destination wedding. That's the group's process. That's working with the hotels, things like that. If you'd like to request a group, you can do it directly through here. And then you can fill out the group request form. You'll get it back anywhere within a day to 3 days. Just put in all the information that we need, and then we'll contact the hotel on your behalf and get that contract set up. Hop back over here. Special offers. This is where you're going to be able to find all of the things I was talking about. So inspiring stays, top pick of the months. We'll hop into partner of the month and we can take a look at what we have to offer right now once it loads. So as you can see here, it's under special offers. We have, oh my gosh, my computer's driving me crazy. We have some seasonal offers as well. So Black Friday's here. Very strong deals going on, as well as festive availability. So Christmas, of course, and Thanksgiving. Featured offers here, so some of our top picks for properties. Our partner of the month, we have one in Hawaii, the South Pacific, and in the Mexico Caribbean. So these are always updated every single month. Our Caribbean island of the month right now is the Cayman Islands. And then we also have our takeoff campaigns, which I talked about earlier with Hawaii, Fiji, and Thailand right now. If you were looking at the European Riches and European Riches Select, that's where you'll find it down here at the bottom. We also have Romance Europe, Villas and Suites in Europe, Savior Europe. I mean, we have tons of options, so a lot to look through. Now, on our inspiration side, this is going to be a little bit different. However, there are some things that you guys can download from here, which are really great. So we'll dive into this here. In our inspiration section, this is where you're going to find a lot of some advertisement, some deals to look through, sustainability, culinary, things like that. Villas and suites, family, romance, luxury romance, all inclusive. These are all going to be things to give you inspiration, hotels that we want to showcase for you guys. For lookbooks, you can download lookbooks, flyers, and social media bundles. You just click on this link here. My computer is extra slow. And then you can browse through. So if you wanted to look more at the Hilton, click on this. And it's almost like it's a real book, real pamphlet in front of you. As you can see here, this is 16% commission with Hilton. Go through, and it has all the details available for what you're looking for. As you can see here, these are all the areas as well as the hotels. There's flyers that you can customize within here, as well as these maps. So it's a really great way to send your clients or even download these to enhance that luxury feel. The flyers are going to be the same thing, except they're just going to be one sheet, little hot sheets you could print out. You could host them at maybe events that you're doing, or you could email them to your clients. We have social media bundles as well. These are phenomenal because if you're like me and you hate social media, you can download these bundles. It comes with a story post. It comes with an Instagram or Facebook post because these are different formats. And then it comes with a caption. So you could download these directly, post them to your Instagram. And then if a client comes to you and you're not familiar with, let's say, the Ritz-Carlton, you can call us and we'll tell you about it, and then you can close that booking. And then after we do that, we'll go over to For Advisors. This is just a little bit more information on Classic Vacations. We'll go into For Advisors, and this is where you're going to be spending the majority of your time. So we'll hop into Classic Assist. And then I would strongly recommend updating your profile as well as the private label. The private label is where we pull all of your information from. So anytime you're sending a quote or you're sending something to your clients from our website, we don't have our logos on it. We have yours. So we want to make sure that everything is branded with your information. Like I said before, they don't need to know about us. So we load everything from the private label, and then we put it on that stuff you're sending out. This is where you'll find the No Zone. Again, this is where you're going to find a lot of the webinars, podcasts, tech tools, things like that. We do host webinars every single week, whether it's on the group side or with us in the new business development team, as well as our destinations. If you want to learn more about our destinations, strongly recommend looking at these. We have destinations for all of this. This is Africa. We have Asia, Caribbean. So watch these, get familiar with the products, get familiar with how it works, and then you'd be selling in no time. And then now we'll go into Classic Assist again, because we talked about the consortia amenities. Nothing will show up here for me because I'm not part of a consortia, but for you guys, you would be able to search the hotel and see which amenities can pass through. And then once this loads, you can come down here and you can learn more information about the Royalty Rewards program, as well as checking your points. Again, like I said, they do expire in February, so I would recommend checking how many points you have and put them to good use because they do expire. So we'll go into Book a Trip now, and we'll put together a mock-up booking. So we do have these 3 boxes here. Our new online booking engine is going to be the box on the left. It's going to be the Preferred Worldwide and Hotels Tours. If you scroll down here, this is where you're going to find the email form. So we do have an email request form specifically for Europe. So if you're looking to book Europe, you'd use this form. If you are looking to book any of our other destinations through the email form, you would use the box all the way to the right. You put all the information in and you get it back within 2 to 4 hours. Here is another area where you can find the group travel request form. And if you're looking to book rail in Europe, you can use this form and make a request. So this is where you'll find all that information. But let's jump into the new online booking engine. We will pick, let's do Barcelona because I like Spain. And that's my soccer team, if anyone's a soccer fan. All right. And then remember to put the dates in. If you are doing multi-destination, I would be aware of the dates you're putting in just so you don't forget. The next hotel does not auto-populate, and you will see what I'm talking about in a little bit here. So we'll do the 14th through the 16th. We'll click this little box here. And you can add up to 8 rooms here, so you can just keep adding rooms and rooms and rooms if you'd like. But for now, we'll stick with 1 room with 2 adults. Now, it does take a little bit of time to load simply because we are pulling all of our inventory. So there are thousands of hotels on here to browse through, but we will always load our preferred properties first just so you can see. However, there are filters that you guys can look through. So as you can see here, we have recommended first, but you can always do high to low or based off guest rating if you'd like. You have a map here. So if you're not necessarily familiar with the destination, but let's say we're in London and your clients wanted to stay near the Palace, you could just look at the map and see which hotels are near the Palace. If you know the name, you can always just search that property, and then you can filter here. So we want a preferred property. We want a fully refundable policy. Let's see here. This is fine for property types. We want a wonderful guest rating here, of course, because we want nothing but the best of the best, and we want it to be a 5-star property. So once this loads, we are left with 2 properties that match all of this. So this one looks phenomenal. So we'll go ahead and click this hotel. And then you're going to have all the pictures that you would be wanting to see. You can see everything that you need to know. So you can see the exterior of the hotel, the gym, balcony view, all of this fun stuff. And then once you scroll down here, you're going to see a map that shows you exactly where it is. And then you're going to see the hotel rating and the guest rating, as well as the preferred amenities. And then once you scroll down here, you're going to find all of the room categories and room options for each category. So some of them have, I mean, I've seen a lot of room categories for certain hotels, but some of them only have a few. And as you can see here, we only have 2 options for these room categories. Some have 10. So always keep that in mind to look through all of them. We'll go ahead and do the buffet breakfast because this is best available rate with bed and breakfast, which is nice. And then it gives you your total cost. And then if you're an advisor, which you are because you're here, it's going to show you your commission. My commission doesn't show up simply because I'm not an advisor. So we'll go ahead and save this to our quote here. And now if we were just doing this hotel room, we could go to checkout and then you'd be done. However, we're going to continue shopping and then we're going to come down here and we're going to add another item. And we want to add another hotel because we're going to do a multi-destination tour here. And because I talked about London earlier, let's go ahead and add London. Whoops, that's not how you spell London. So put the airport code in. And this is what I was talking about earlier where the rooms do not auto-populate. So I believe I did the 14th to the 16th. So we'll do the 16th through the 17th. And then we'll go ahead and search. And it's going to be the same exact process here. So you're going to go through, you have the filters, you have the map, you're able to search the property by name. And then down here, you already have a quote generated and there's a little 1 number next to it. So you know how many items you have in your cart. Let's go ahead and pick a non-preferred property because I want to showcase what this looks like. So this one looks wonderful. Now, these properties are always going to be very nice. The only thing is we don't have those contracts set in place with the affiliate properties. So that's really the only thing to be aware of, as well as all of the preferred amenities are gone. Well, as you can see here, there's a lot more room options in each category. Always do fully refundable. I always recommend doing fully refundable. And we'll go ahead and we'll just do, we'll do this one. No extras. Actually, we'll do full breakfast there because we love breakfast. And we'll go ahead and save this to our quote. So down here, I know it's a little hard to see. This is going to go from a 1 to a 2. Like I said before, this is just going to showcase what you have in there. And then we're going to go ahead and go to our quote because we're ready. So as you can see here, we have a preferred property and an affiliate property together in the same booking, and you still have access to packaging this trip. If you did only affiliates, this would be grayed out. You would not have access to packaging the trip. So we'll go ahead and jump in. And once it loads, we can add in flights, we can add in transfers, trip protection, car rentals. We can do all of that in here. So for flights, you put in the airport information. If they like to fly Delta, you could put Delta. If they want first class, put first class. If they like the window seat, put in that window seat, right? The more information you put on here, the better. For transfers, this is going to be everywhere else. So if you wanted transfers from, let's say, the hotel to an excursion, you could do that. Put that in there. Trip protection, if they wanted the platinum plan, you could do that as well. Since we're going to be in Europe, we could do a compact car. But if we were going to be in Hawaii or something, we could do a Jeep. So we'll put compact car there. And then any other information that you think we might need, I would strongly recommend putting that up there. But of course, if you don't need any of this, you don't have to use it. And we'll go back. And because we have one preferred property within our booking, you have access to the courtesy hold. But because it's a preferred property paired with an affiliate property, we'll still hold it for 3 days instead of the 7 for the preferreds. So we still hold it, but just not as long. And let's say your computer dies or you lose service or something happens and you spent 45 minutes to an hour putting together this package. Your bookings are automatically saved here under the quote. So you'll just go in, click that room, and you're back where you started. Here, it's really great. You can add an agency planning fee. Agency planning fees are due at the time of deposit, so keep that in mind. There's no price breakdown on the client side, so they're not going to see that you charge them $200. They're just going to see the total price. You know it went up $200. They wouldn't. They're just going to assume that this is $3,800. So we're going to go to checkout. It does reprice automatically, so keep that in mind. If a week goes by, your clients were like, no, I don't want to go to Spain and London anymore, but then they call you back a week later and they want to do it. The quote will update the pricing automatically, so you don't have to rebuild it. But you'll come down here. All the information is available for you. Down here is the minimum payment. So we talked about that before where agency planning fees are due at the time of deposit. If there was flights attached to this, they would be due at the time of deposit. And then the $40 for the $20 per person is here as well. So that would be the 240. And then you could do the courtesy hold, or if you wanted, you could make a payment as well. And that is how to use the online booking engine. Does anyone have any questions about that? I know it was a lot. This is where you would send it to your clients as well. So you click this link gets created, you send it to them, they can click and they can browse the hotels and all that fun stuff. But yeah, thanks for letting me talk your guys' ear off for such a long time. Again, does anyone have any questions, comments?
I have a question.
Yes.
On that second one that was for London, the preferred property, is that price that you show on your website the same as Expedia's price?
Yep. So for the second one here?
Yes.
Yep. So the pricing should be accurate as to what we're seeing. It's a little bit more difficult to price match an Expedia property. I wouldn't say impossible, but I would say it's very difficult to price match that. But yes, that should be updated to what you would see live.
Okay.
I have a question for villas. Can you explain? Can we run and can we do a villa really fast?
A visa?
Villa rental? Yes.
You just had a vacation rental?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
Of course. So we'll go ahead and go back here. We'll do this. My computer's driving me crazy. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Yep. So we'll always put in the airport code. That's just how the online booking engine works. We're working on it right now, so you can expand it to the city. So you can put the city information, and then you'd get what's in that proximity. But right now, everything's based off the hotel location. So we'll just go into the future here, just so we don't have any interruptions there. And then always check that box. And then, of course, we'll do search here. So this is going to pull up all the preferred properties that we have within this area. So it doesn't seem to look like we have any preferred properties in Ibiza. So again, this is something to be aware of. We do have the affiliate properties here. It could be the fact that maybe it's the dates there's no preferred properties. If this does pop up, we can always look at the destinations that we have to offer, but it doesn't look like we have any preferred properties here. You could still book this trip. You just wouldn't have any of the packaging amenities. So you could still do the hotels as well as work with Project Expedition. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to do the flights or the transfers and things like that, if that makes sense.
Okay. So for the vacation rentals, I remember back in the day.
Oh, right. Vacation rentals. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I was going to say you guys used to partner with Vrbo. Do you guys still partner with Vrbo for the vacation
No, so
rentals?
we are no longer in partnership with Vrbo. So everything that we have is independent here. So we are working. These are all powered by Expedia here. So no longer with Vrbo.
Okay.
But we do have those vacation rentals here. Looks like they're all unavailable. It's a bit weird to me why they would all be unavailable. It could be the dates that we've chosen.
It's only one day. They may have a minimum too.
It could be. Let's do checkout. Let's just do a week. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's interesting. I'll have to bring this up with the team. I'm not sure why they're showing as unavailable. For the most part, you would be able to go onto their here, and then you would be able to just book it directly.
Okay. I remember back in the days when we were booking like the Verbals and stuff on classic vacations, there was like a cleaning fee. Do you know what the vacation rentals are? Is there like still a cleaning fee that's, added into everything, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so all of these would all be dependent on what the owner would like. I mean, I'm assuming I'm sure everyone has a cleaning fee, but it would all be dependent on what the owners are doing because they're the ones who actually write this.
Okay, that makes sense. And what's the commission on tours, like Project Expedition tours on this side?
Yep, Project Expedition, you'd be getting 10%.
Okay. All right.
Yep, great question. Any other questions, concerns out there?
All right. Well, if there's no more questions or concerns, Christian, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. And if you guys have any changes or any updates, or hey, let's plan the next one for groups or something like that, we'd love to have you on again.
Yeah, no, of course, I'd be happy to join. I know I gave you guys a ton of information, so if next week you guys are looking to use Classic, but you forgot what I said, the recording's here, but you can always call me as well. I'd be more than happy to help any way I can. So thank you again for having me, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon. So thank you guys so much, and have a great holiday.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.
All right.
Goodbye, AJ.
Thank you guys. Bye.